Welcome to Addiction of a Lifetime. I'm your host, Adrina Camo, and on this episode, I'm recapping Killer Coach. So this movie is about a high school student. She's a senior. She is on the swim team at her school, and she's trying to go to the Olympic trials. Her mother happens to be her coach, as well as everyone else in the school that is a female on the senior swim team. Mom tends to pressure her a lot in front of all the other girls, leading to jealousy and embarrassment. She says in front of them even that she pushes her hard because she knows she's the best and better than everyone in the class, and that's why she wants her to win. Turns out her mom has won a bronze medal back in the day and wants her daughter to be better than she was. And it's causing issues not only at school, at practice, but in the home life. And the daughter expresses to her, this can't go on. I don't need a mother and a coach. I need a mother and a coach. I don't need everything in one. The mother recognizes this issue, hires an outside assistant coach to help her so that there's not as much stress going on when it comes to training her daughter and the other girls. Meanwhile, the main character, she has a boyfriend. He wants them to go to the same college, wants them to fill out their applications together and all this stuff. She says that she has too much going on with school and practice and the Olympics and everything. She just doesn't have time to really meet with him, and he's pushing and pushing. She's like, you know what? I have night swim every night. We'll go grab a bite to eat at the local diner after night swim. Let me tell you here, night swim is at the school after hours after it's closed. Like, I don't think kids should be going to school after hours to swim. Mind you, they have a pool at her house because her mom was a professional swimmer. But I guess that swimming pool is not good enough for trials, okay? So she goes to the school by herself at night, totally creepy situation. She starts hearing these noises, but she ignores it, gets dressed in her swimsuit and jumps in the pool. Well, all of a sudden, you see a figure watching her. He jumps in, grabs her, because he thinks she's drowning, pulls her to the pool and freaks her out. She's like, why'd you do that? Well, she has this thing where she likes to go underwater, pretend she's not breathing, just to clear her mind and enjoy the space around her. And he got confused, thought she was drowning. They laugh it off. So he's her new hot, young assistant coach, and I'm assuming she's 18 and he's in his early 20s because they are flirting back and forth, and it's kind of uncomfortable. He makes a joke like, anywhere I can get a hot cup of coffee after fake saving you. She tells him that he can join her and her boyfriend at a local diner to grab a hot cup of coffee. They start talking about his experience and all that stuff at the restaurant, and then her boyfriend shows up, and he is not too pleased that his girlfriend is sitting with an attractive older guy, even though he's just her coach. He leaves instantly, and she's like, ugh, he's so annoying. And her coach's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been there. She's like, no, she should understand you're my coach. Next day at school, her boyfriend's totally freaking out. Like, why were you with that guy? Why'd you invite him there? She's like, he's my coach, get over it. And the day goes on, her mom introduces him to the other students, other girls on the swim team, and they're kind of flirting back and forth while this is going on. And people notice, there's this one girl on the team who notices, she's like, this is super weird. Anyway, the day goes on, and it's time for her to head home. She gets in her car, and the coach comes up to her car. It's like, hey, we're gonna practice today. They're making small talk, and she's like, you know what? I night swim every night after school, after hours. You should totally coach me. He's like, hey, I'm your coach. That will be a little unprofessional if I do that. She's like, oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in that way. And he's like, but you know what? I'll give you my number, and we can text, or give me your number, so I can text you some cool videos of swimming that helped me out when I was training. Because giving out and receiving a student's number is less appropriate than coaching them on school premises for swimming, whatever. So they do that. They start texting, swim videos to start, and all that stuff. And then she goes to the pool like she usually does to swim at night by herself. He happens to be there. She challenges him for a swim off, so he swims faster. After they do this, they start flirting again, and things get hot and heavy, and boom, they hook up. All swim fan up in there. And, they talked about it after, this never happened again. No one ever know about this. It's a little secret, yada, yada, yada. But the next day, even though she's keeping all casual, she still breaks up with her boyfriend, says she needs space, clear her head about, like, you know, school and swimming and everything else. And obviously he's upset, but that's just what she does. And then there's a party with some of her classmates, some of her swim mates, all that. And the teacher's there because he's the cool, hip, young teacher hanging out with the kids at the party outside school. And he tries to talk to her purposely in front of everybody, making it look really suspicious. And the same girl that noticed it earlier noticed it again. Like, this is so creepy. He's like, what's going on with those two? She tries to, like, avert the situation, like, hey, you know, we discussed we're just gonna be friends. She's like, I know. You know, we're friends, whatever. And he's still texting her excessively. It's getting out of hand. And she's just, like, eventually like, hey, you know, I think we shouldn't do this anymore. Like, we agreed this is not gonna be a more than one-time thing. He becomes obsessive. He doesn't like rejection. He shows up at her mom's house for dinner. And she's like, oh my God, why is he here? You know, and he's just kind of invading her space. And she questions her mom, like, about him. Like, where did you find him? She found him through, like, a colleague of hers back in the day. She's still trying to reject him, and he doesn't think kindly of that. So he tells her, guess what? The school has security cameras. It caught us doing the act. If you tell your mom or anybody else about this, I'll leak the footage. It'll be all over school and your reputation will be ruined. Goodbye to the Olympic trials, all that stuff. Goodbye to your mom's job. It just looks bad. She's like, oh, no, fine. You know, she'll just ignore him and she won't tell anybody. But things keep getting worse and worse and worse. And she doesn't know what to do. And it's just getting bad. And then he goes and takes it a step further. The assistant coach, goes up to her boyfriend, shows him a screen cap of them in a pool, lies and be like, oh, haha, you and your girlfriend should be careful hooking up, you know, just let you know, there's security cameras. I won't show anybody this, but you guys should watch out next time. He storms off, because that's not him, confronts her, is like, who is that? Why did you know me? Da-da-da-da. She has to confess to him the truth of what happened with the swim coach and how he's been stalking her. There's nothing she can do about it because her mom and everything like that, and she's so stressed out. So she's trying to find evidence, you know, to figure out what's wrong with this guy, why he's so crazy. She looks him up, she finds out his family tree, she finds his dad, she goes to find his dad. Talking to his dad, she tells him that who her mom was back in the day, and the guy, his dad assumes that she's like a girlfriend. She's like, yeah, he's really obsessive with all his girlfriends, you know, be careful. And your mom, you know, back in the day, she was dealing with some drug stuff. The test came out positive with swimming. They could have taken away even her bronze medal, but, you know, there were so many people around her who kept it secret. His son knows this. He can destroy everything. Like, stay away from me. It's bad. She freaks out, you know, goes back home. Is like, we really need to get this video away. My mom, you know, can't be hurt. He's gonna, like, leak everything. So she devises a plan to text him, the coach, and being all nice, like, hey, let's go to the diner, have a bite to eat. While he's at the diner, the boyfriend's gonna steal the tape and whatever information he has on her mom from the office. But he doesn't show up to the diner. He catches on. He beats up the boyfriend outside the school, leaving him left for dead. The girl's on the way driving back to the school to meet her boyfriend since the guy never showed up. And when she gets there, she sees her boyfriend, like, lying half to death over there. She calls the cops. They go to the hospital. She has to tell everyone what's happening now. She tells the police, she tells the mom that, you know, they were talking, they hooked up, he got obsessive, he's threatening her with the sex tape and all that stuff, and the detective's like, hey, we looked through your phone, there's no text messages, and it turned out when he was at her mom's house, he, like, took her phone, she wasn't there, and deleted everything, so there's no proof. And so she's, like, freaking out. Her mom wants to take matters in her own hands, maybe. They don't know what to do, and she explains to her mom, like, I did it because I didn't tell you because I didn't want him to hurt you or hurt your career. And she's like, nothing's more important than you. It's fine. So the mom goes home. The daughter stays with the boyfriend for a little bit. When the mom gets home, the swim coach is there. He attacks her, ties her up, steals her phone, starts texting the daughter from her phone like it's her, saying, hey, let's go meet up for mother-daughter swim, get our minds off everything. The girl agrees, goes to the gym for a swim. He ends up showing up, is attacking her. Meanwhile, the girl from earlier, the classmate that's seen everything, so not that long ago, she had liked the coach too, and was trying to get with him, and he was, you know, going with it, so she was being rejected by the other girl. But in the middle of hooking up, he's like, no, I like her, I don't like you, and push her away, upsetting her. And so that was an awkward situation. But now she's like walking past, the coach's house. She heard what happened to the boyfriend, and she sees the coach tied up. She goes in there, she saves her. They're like, oh no, we have to find my daughter. Where's the first place to go? This is the swim pool at the school. So they run there. He's still trying to attack her, so they intervene, attack him, get him, rid of him, kill him. And, everyone's happy ending. The boyfriend survived and all that stuff. Next scene is them at the swim meet for the Olympic trials. The girl's doing great. She's reaching her goals. And woo! That's the end of that Lifetime movie. What a crazy ride. All right. Thank you for watching Addiction of a Lifetime. I'm your host, Audrina Camo. Check back for more videos here on YouTube, Addiction of a Lifetime, or obsessionofaLifetime.tumblr.com. Thank you for watching.